Alright, what is good, guys? In this video, I'm going to be talking about audio interface. So I'm going to be talking about 3 points in this video. The first one being what exactly is an audio interface. The second one being why do you need an audio interface. And the third one is how do you set up an audio interface on your computer. And in my case, I'm going to be using a Mac running Ableton. Alright, so the first one, what exactly is an audio interface? Well, basically, an audio interface device converts an analog signal into a digital signal that your computer understands. Because after all, your computer understands only ones and zeros. Alright, so your question might be, what is an analog signal? Well, simply put, it's what you can hear when you hear a sound, when you hear a bird chirping, if you hear a train passing, a dog barking. That's like a real audio signal. It's actually the waves are going into your ear, and it converts it to sound that you hear. But in terms of music or production or anything, essentially an analog signal will be a synthesizer that has an audio output that sends a raw audio output from the synthesizer, a guitar. So if you want to send a guitar signal, of the raw guitar signal output, or a microphone might have to send the raw voice of the signal of voice. And usually those cables would be a TRS cable or a TS cable. You'll find those, you can just look them up if you're not sure how they look, but usually on your device it would say maybe left output, right output, left output, mono. Whatever the case is, it converts it into a digital signal that your computer understands. So that's the first point. Alright, the second point is, why do you want an audio interface for your production? Well, easily put, you want the best audio sound possible, right? So you probably want to invest in something that has a good sound card, because chances are on your laptop or computer it's not using the best possible sound card. I believe it may not be using the best one, and you might be like, oh, I can just plug it into my headphone jack. Chances are the signal might not be converted how you want it to be, and you want the high quality signal if you want to make a high quality sound. So yeah, why would you invest in one? For a good sound, and because it works. So there's that. And the next one is, the third point is actually how to set it up on your computer, on your DAW. And in my case, like I said before, I use Ableton. So we'll jump straight into that. All right. So now we are in the Ableton DAW, and I'm going to show you how to set up an audio interface. So if we go up here and we want to go into preferences, and this is cool because you can see the shortcut of how to actually open it with. I'm not sure what that is, a command key and the comma. So if I were to do that, it opens up the preferences, just like if I were to go to live and press preferences. Just a shortcut, and it's super useful because I'm always in the settings. So right away, you want to go to audio. You want to go into this audio tab. And in this audio tab is where you set up your audio input device, your output device, all that stuff. But what we want to do is set up the audio input device, and in my case I'm using a Mackie Pro FX 6V3. So that's a mixer, but it has a built-in audio interface. Maybe I'll talk about mixer another time, but the point is it has an audio interface. So we can set that up here. So first thing I want to do is go to audio input device. And which one do you want to select? Your device, whatever you're using. And in my case, should be, it's not showing because I don't have it plugged in. Hold on. Plug it in here. Okay, so now I plugged it in, it should show. There we go. Pro FX. 2 inputs and 4 outputs. So I select it, and that's cool actually. I've never tried this, but the audio output device, I can send it out just to the MacBook Pro speakers. So we can do that. And we had that set up, and we should be good to go. Now in my case, we're not working with MIDI at all. MIDI is something else, completely different from the audio. So we don't have to worry about MIDI. I'll talk about MIDI another time. But for now, we're working with audio because we are working with audio, with an audio interface. So right here, it's asking us, where do you want the audio from? Well, I like it from an external instrument, so we keep that, and make sure this is working. Next, it's asking us, do we want the audio to come from the left channel 1 or channel 2? Or do you want both of them at the same time? And in my case, I have my iPhone hooked up to 1 on my audio interface. So I select that. And let me play the sound, okay. So I want to monitor in, because it says right here, if you look at the bottom left, monitoring. When monitoring is active, a track input is played through its devices and heard at its output. Okay, so it's saying that when I press this, audio should come in. And if I slowly bring up the volume on my mixer, it's working. It's working. So that means it's working, and there's that. So that's it really for this tutorial. If you guys want to see more on how to use Ableton, like how to record this, how to, I don't know, anything else you guys want to see, you guys can leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. But that's pretty much it for this tutorial. Really quite simple what an audio interface is. If you guys have any more questions, leave a comment and I'll try to explain it to you guys. Peace.